Hey, welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. On this show, we have the general manager of Victory Television Network, Jim Grant, a friend for decades. So don't go away. We'll be right back with Jim. Welcome to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. I'm your host, Perry Black, and on this show we have a very special friend. I could call you a guest, but not. You're not a guest, you're a friend of mine.
Thank you.
And Jim Grant has been a friend. I actually started doing the math last night. Jim Grant, my dear buddy, was working at KLAZ.
No, KKYK.
Oh, sorry, we apologize, we got to redo that. And you were working with Craig O'Neill back in the day,
Right.
and we were having a special event at the youth ministry of Agape Church in West Little Rock. Do you remember this yet?
Keep going.
And Pastor Caldwell had granted me the opportunity to have a rally at Hall High School auditorium in an evening, and I wanted to have in a musical guest, and Pastor Caldwell said I could have Jimmy Clanton from the 50s.
Sure do, yeah.
Venus in blue jeans, which I did not, I knew the song, but I didn't know Jimmy.
Yeah.
And you and I somehow connected, and you produced a professional commercial for that event.
Yeah, we did the promotion on it.
Coming to Hall High School, Jimmy Clanton, Venus in blue jeans.
That was our first.
That was our first. I remember you called me. I was in the shipping and receiving department for Agape Ministries. Back at my old metal desk in the shipping department. I said, hey, Jim, what's going on? Well, I'm going to do so-and-so to help you.
This was in the Wilco Shopping Center.
No, it was after we had just moved in. It would have been probably the fall of '83 or
See, I remember you from the
84.
shopping center.
Yeah, way back.
Yeah, 79, 80, 81. So,
81.
Gosh, that's
yeah.
a long time
80,
ago.
81.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had bangs back then.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. I could throw my hair back like that.
Those were the days, my friend.
Yes.
I thought they'd never end.
In the millennium, I've asked the Lord to give me my hair back.
Yeah.
I don't have an answer yet.
Well, I joke about my retreating hairline. It's not receded, it's completely retreated, and it's advancing from the rear. And I have a lady in the church that if I told you who it is, you would probably know her from years past, and she'll say, you shouldn't joke about being bald. Brother Copeland, he says I have a head full of hair, and you should speak, you have a head full of hair. I said, well, I do have a head full. Some of it's in my ears, and the rest is grown out of my nose.
It's just moved.
I have a head full, it's just
places.
confused. I don't know where to be. So, Jim, tell me about you. Even though I've known you since 83 or 4 or 80, that's a long time, 44 years. Where'd you grow up?
Boomer, West Little Rock kid, grew up in Kingwood.
Where'd you go to elementary school?
Thomas Jefferson, Forest Heights, all high school.
Forest Heights.
Yeah. Yeah, so we had back in the 50s and 60s, we had 19 houses on our street, 36 kids everywhere.
Did you go to Hall?
Went to Hall, yeah. I went off to prep school for 3 years because I was incorrigible. But,
it has to be a God thing for us to be friends and you be a Hall
High.
High.
Central, yeah.
I'm a Central High Tiger and I am proud of it. And I follow the Central High School fan book page.
Yep.
And of course we had friends from Hall High School. I, quote, dated a girl from Hall High School. But we played them every Thanksgiving on Turkey Day.
It's a big game.
Then we had a dance afterwards, had a turkey trot.
Yeah.
Did you ever do any of that stuff?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When did you graduate high school?
71.
So did you go to the 1969, you'd have been a 10th grader, did you go to the 69 game at Quigley Stadium?
I went to every
It was
one
cold
of them,
and wet.
Yeah.
We fought to a 0-0 tie.
It was a tradition, yeah, we went to those games.
1969, your sophomore year, my senior year, we fought to a 0-0 tie. Central High School was the #1 defense in the state. Me, Walt Coleman,
right.
Jannard Medley. Walt and Jannard are both in the Arkansas Sports Hall of Fame. Jannard actually was a defensive back, but at Hall of Fame for hurdling. Walt Coleman, that most people know.
I know the Colemans, yeah.
NFL official, Southwest official. His daddy was Southwest, all of them. I played baseball for Coleman Dairy. We were the #1 defense. Hall, your 10th grade year, was the #1 offense.
Yes, sir.
So technically,
and the #1 in the nation in 70.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we fought to a 0-0 tie on Turkey Day, and we wept in the locker room because nobody won, and we lived to beat Hall. And we did not.
Sorry.
So that's how far you and I go back.
Yeah.
That's a long time.
Yeah. So West Little Rock kid.
Are you married?
I is 50 years.
50?
Yep. Yeah. We were so young, I had to go to Georgia to get married. I mean, they wouldn't marry us here in Arkansas.
What year did you get married?
74.
I got married in 73.
Yeah.
And we're
So I'm
still
kind
married.
of, I've always been kind of right behind you, Perry.
Well, that's
following in your footsteps.
That's because you're biblical.
Yes.
Because the blessings of God will come upon you and overtake you.
Yeah.
And you're about to overtake me.
Yeah, so we have been married 50 years.
Got any
Got 2
children?
kids, 2 grandkids.
You have children?
Yes, we do.
How many?
2.
And where do they live?
Tumbling Shoals and Pea Ridge.
Pea
We're here in
Ridge.
Arkansas. Yeah.
Pea Ridge near Oil Trough or Goober Town or
Northwest Arkansas. And so our daughter's a nurse up there, and
of course I've known them since they were little bitty
they
babies.
grew up in the children's church there.
Did we know each other from churchianity from sometimes in decades past? Did we go to church together
Prior to Agape?
No, at Agape. That's
We
where we know
did,
one
but
another.
we worked, Cindy and I worked in children's ministry. We got sucked into that by a lady named Dr. Kathy Dorsch, and
She's somewhere in the studio
she
here.
is, so we got recruited into that. I was an usher for 4 years, and then we got recruited into that. We started in the 3-year-old class and then moved up. We worked on her kids show. I was in the children's ministry for 16 years. Cindy was in it for almost 30.
I was a youth
So you were in
pastor.
youth, so we never saw each other. Because
Hardly
we
ever.
were, those 2 ministries really just did not connect. I mean, you guys were doing your thing, and we were in children's ministry.
Well, she also, her and Randy Wright were the ones who introduced me to television.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about TV. Randy comes in and says, you ought to do a teen show. I said, I don't know anything about TV. It's not, and people say right now, well, you still don't. But learning how to edit in the old day, I think it was called, interlinear
It's
or
like
linear
surgery,
editing,
yeah.
3/4 inch tape or
Using
super
blades.
VHS. You had to watch all these segments and edit them together. If you fouled it up, you had to start all over. I'd give my tapes of my TV show to Pastor Caldwell. He'd review it, and he'd say, Perry, I hope he's watching, 28 minutes, you spent 3 minutes teaching the Bible. I said, Pastor, I spent the other minutes fishing, trying to catch those young people. Called Nightlight on Channel 4, following Saturday Night Live. And I said, that's a crazy audience. And I said, Pastor, most of my Christian kids are supposed to be in bed to get ready for church the next morning. But they would have nightlight parties. The show was called Nightlight, and parents would tape it, because it was every other Saturday night, and they would tape it, and then they'd have kids come together from their church and youth group, and they'd have nightlight parties, eat popcorn, and watch my show. And Kathy Dorsch helped me learn how to edit a television show, and then I had the opportunity, I got 15 seconds, had the opportunity on Kids Like You to be little old baby bear. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't realize I was the baby bear on the show. And then Bubba would show up and do some crazy stuff with this gal named Dixie. We're going to take a break. We'll come back with Jim from VTN.
Hi there. I'm here to tell you everything you need to know about Arkansas Christian Academy. Are you ready? Okay, let's go. Our name is Arkansas Christian Academy, but most of us just say ACA around here. Our mascot is this guy. Go Knights! Founded in 2001, ACA has grown from only a few classes to having classes in pre-K all the way through 12th grade. As far as class sizes go, we are smaller on average across the board, and we use this to challenge our students academically and individually on a personal level, learning through the lens of God's Word in every subject and growing a personal relationship with Him through our amazing staff and in our daily chapel classes. For a full breakdown, check out our website at archristian.org, and feel free to explore other aspects of our school while you're there. Now, let's go outside. Our still growing campus sits right off I-30 and is protected by gates and doors with magnetic locks, only accessible by faculty and staff. We also have these guys here every day. But seriously though, safety is a priority here at ACA, as we want to ensure not only a quality education, but an environment where learning can flourish without fear or other outside distractions. Now, let's move on to the fun stuff. Here's a shot of our football field, a playground, some kids, another playground, our main gym, a football field again, and this is our brand new middle school. What else?
What about extracurricular activities?
That's right, here at ACA, we offer all different kinds of sports, but that's just the beginning. We have a broadcasting class, spoiler alert, it's really cool, a music and worship program, theater, and a thriving art program complete with a very active yearbook committee.
Wow.
There you have it. Schedule a tour today and find out what all the buzz is about at Arkansas Christian Academy.
Hey, welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch. We have been down memory lane.
It's a long road, brother.
The beauty of being mature, you and I,
Seasoned.
is we can talk about all kinds of stuff 50 years ago. What were we talking about 15 minutes ago?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm glad you're here, Jim. We have been good friends, and like good friends, we see each other about once a year.
Yep.
That's the best way to stay good friends. You spend
We
too
have a
much
meal
time-
at the ranch banquet
Yeah.
annually, yes.
Yeah, you're always at my table or at the Victory Television Network table.
Yes, sir.
How did you make your way from corporate America and being a general manager at the radio
yeah,
station?
right.
What radio station again?
FM 104, KKYK in Little Rock, and I did a stint in Jonesboro. Hello to my Jonesboro friends at KISS FM.
My hometown.
Yes, sir.
So how'd you make the leap from there to Victory Television Network? I was at Agape Church as office manager, youth minister, et cetera, when Pastor sat in the break room and talked to some of us, Pastor Terry Nance and Randy Wright and whoever else would have been in the lunchroom at that time, about the opportunity to do a TV station. Just a dream. Where are we going to come up with the money to do a TV station? And had the privilege just for the very formative years to watch the seed of a dream now become Victory Television Network, Arkansas's very own Christian TV station with antennas in the Little Rock area.
Antenna, Little Rock, Jonesboro, Hot Springs, for antenna, cable, 200 cable systems, Dish, DirecTV, Livestream, Roku.
Now it's worldwide, really.
All the digital platforms. Yeah, and it really is. I mean, it's amazing the viewership we had, outside of Arkansas.
So how'd you make the move from corporate to full-time, quote, ministry?
Yes, I was a rebellious kid, and I hated church, Presbyterian church, hated church. Longest hour of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Decided I wasn't going to ever go, but at Snyder Corporation, I was surrounded by believers who were witnessing to me. And I got the Hal Lindsey book, Late Great Planet Earth. Somebody had given that to me, and these guys just kept witnessing. They were talking about the Lord all the time at KKYK, and so one night I decided I was going to pull that Hal Lindsey book out.
Yeah.
Started reading it, and in my bed in West Little Rock in our apartment, I asked the Lord to come into my heart. I walked out into the living room. Cindy's out there, and I said, "Well, you're not going to believe what I just did."
Oh, gosh.
She was Shazam. And
Hal Lindsey just went to be with the Lord.
He went to be the Lord just, this past week
at
95, I think. So what an amazing track record. Millions and millions of guys like me who were rebellious that would not go to church picked that book up. So actually it was Dr. Kathy Dorst who's also involved in that as well. So we started working on when I was in the radio business, on the TV show Kids Like You.
Yeah.
And we did our first live ministry night in 1986 at the Benton Care Center. Robin James ministry. His brother Terry James now is a very famous prophecy teacher. And after we ministered that night, we came back in the van, and the anointing, the presence of God was so strong. I was called in the ministry sitting in that van. I think we were all deeply touched that night. And I knew right then my life had changed. The radio business was going to go away, but it took 10 years. That was in 86. And then in 96, Pastor Caldwell came to me and said, "Hey, I'd like you to come in and manage VTN." And I knew I was called in the ministry, but at VTN, I was a radio guy, and I literally went down into my den at about 4 o'clock in the morning. The family's all upstairs, pitch dark. I got on my knees and just said, "Why me?"
Yeah.
I really wanted to know, why would the Lord pick me for that job? It just didn't sync up, So I just said, "Lord, why me?"
Can I interrupt?
Yes,
That's exactly why you.
Probably.
Anyone, I have it written in my Thompson Chain Reference Bible, either Buddy Harrison and Pastor Caldwell said this at a camp meeting. If you find somebody looking for position or authority, beware.
Yeah.
If you're finding somebody want to serve, let them loose.
Yeah.
That's why you.
So if I'd have said, well, for sure.
Yeah.
So he literally spoke eight. He didn't answer me directly. He spoke 8 words to me. He said, "I need you to do this for me."
Ooh.
So that was it. So once again, I go upstairs to find my wife. Well, guess what I'm going to be doing?
Yeah, she's like, you cannot be alone.
And that we cannot leave this boy alone at all. So that was 28 years later. 28 years ago, and now 28 years later, I'm here. And so Cindy works in the ministry with. She's been here 31 years, I think. So
What
we've
is
been
her
here a while.
role now?
She's office manager and
For
does,
VTN?
Yeah, you know, we have 21 employees, and when you have 3 TV stations, 8 tower sites, everybody has like 5 different jobs.
Yeah.
And so she's got, everybody there's got multiple jobs.
Yeah, my comic character that I used to do for my Nightlight TV show, Bubba had a hat, and it had 4 bills on it.
I know Bubba.
And you just turn it, you know,
Yeah.
this is what you do, this is what you do.
Today, this is what
you
I
do.
am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's how we are at Family Church, Second Chance Ranch, Arkansas Christian Academy, it's not what is your job. Hey, every day is an opportunity to serve God. What a privilege and an honor to do that.
Amen, brother.
Well, what is
does he need
Victory
done?
Television Network doing? And while you're contemplating the answer, I want to specifically say to the Victory Television Network audience and your team, Pastor and Sister Caldwell, thank you for letting us be a part of the dream. I mean, it's amazing to have seen it go from a lunchroom conversation with immediate staff all those years ago, and now watch it reaching the world with the gospel.
Yeah. Incredible.
It is phenomenal
So
for us to be a part of that.
We share your passion for the ranch and for foster care children. And, you know, I've never had a time where you and I have talked about the ranch or talked about fostering that you don't start crying.
Always.
All I got to do is just say that. You're probably going to start.
It's
You'll start
terrible.
crying right now.
I'm a grown man. Look
So
at
it's
me.
you have a heart for it, and we've certainly at one point in time. How long have we been doing this? About 5 years.
I think
6?
we think this is season 6.
6. So we were looking for a ministry that we could, in essence, at VTN. So we do a lot of work when there are tornadoes or floods or whatever. VTN's there, and we do a lot of charity work. But we wanted to, in essence, adopt an Arkansas ministry that we could just kind of put our arms around and say, hey, we're going to do this, you know, till Jesus comes back. And so once we made that decision, Pastor Caldwell said, this is what we're going to do. What's that ministry? Didn't miss a beat. I just said, it's Second Chance Youth Ranch. And he immediately said, yes. And
Well,
so I picked up the phone and called you, and here we are.
President Trump, 45, his first year in office, there was an omnibus bill passed that had a significant impact on foster care and ministry and the way it is done. And I was so frustrated, I called you and I said, Jim, I've got to do something to make foster care aware. How should I do specials? Should I do a weekly show, a monthly show, what? And you said weekly. And that's when it got to Pastor Caldwell and the discussion, and you guys have been such awesome partners in the work of the Lord. We're going to be right back with Jim Grant.
My name is Zayden. I am 15. I am funny. I like to talk to my friends at school. When I grow up, I want to be a YouTuber. I would like to do video games. My favorite video game is Fortnite. I like to play basketball and play video games. My favorite basketball team is the Lakers. My favorite player is LeBron James. If I had a superpower, I can communicate with everyone, understand everybody what they saying. I've been in foster care for like 7 years. If I had one wish for it, I would say having a family.
Do you want to be adopted?
Yes.
Can you tell me why?
I want to be adopted because I want to have a family. The family that I'm looking for is a mom, dad, a dog, and other kids.
Hey, welcome back to Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Jim, that previous little segment is provided by Project Zero, and it's showing young people praying and believing for a forever adoptive family. Yeah. And we're so appreciative of Project Zero letting us share those. They do such professional work, and we get to share those with your viewing audience at Victory Television Network, which means around the world. You know, the ranch exists to bring solutions to the foster crisis in Arkansas. And I truly believe that Arkansas, being this small little state of 3 million, that we can solve the problem and be an example to the nation of how resolving this foster care crisis, which is a national issue. And now with what's happening in our society over the past 4 years, with so many people coming to our country from the southern and northern border, it's increased. 300,000 plus children missing in action. We don't know where they are. We've recently received a 9-year-old little boy, speaks zero English. The people that he was with, he was not related to. They were arrested for illegal activities, and he's now with us in one of our Hispanic-speaking homes. That's Second Chance Youth Ranch. And our partnership with Victory Television Network, the viewers, the churches in Arkansas, I'm just blown away. And I want you to know how much we appreciate our partnership. We value that. And you know, every year I call you at least once, if not twice, and say, is anybody watching the show?
Yeah, you do.
Is the show making a difference? Are there viewers? Are there? Anybody watching?
Yeah, you know, it's funny at the banquet, Lisa and I worked in the same corporation together. She didn't work for me, she worked for KARN, but she made a wisecrack at the dais about the time the show's on. You know, it's interesting, in that 11 o'clock hour, there are more people watching TV in that hour than in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's amazing. You guys do really well in the time slot. You know, you mentioned spiritual. So there's so much greatness that has come out of Arkansas just in the business world. You look at Sam Walton, you look at J.B. Hunt, and not only trucking, but he created that whole billion dollar mile that is now Pinnacle Hills up in Rogers. It is now a $3 billion mile that's amazing. And Tyson. Yeah. So you've had all this business greatness that has world class that comes out of Arkansas. Uh-huh. We believe that the ranch and really the 360-degree part of your ministry is world class, and it's coming up out of Arkansas. Yeah. So it's amazing in a little bitty state, what great things can come out of here, but we believe not only in the commercial realm, but in the spiritual realm.
Well, you know, I told you this, all of my team, they want me to go slick and pretty and refreshing in this generation. And I called you and I said, Jim, my team wants us to do more of a studio, slicker, kind of like Pastor Caldwell's beautiful set. Right. And you said what?
Don't do that.
You like the old ranch school?
We're talking about a ranch. It needs to look like a ranch, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It would look kind of odd if it... I personally love the show, love the set. I love the interviews you guys do. I love the guests you have on. So you must have been desperate today. You've probably run out of guests.
Well, we were pretty desperate.
End of the year.
I said, all right, we don't have anybody to call. Call a friend.
I always watch the ranch show, not only to be inspired about what the ranch is doing, but I learn a lot from the guests you have on.
Well, I do too. You know, most of the guests I have on, I don't know, so it makes the interview super simple because I'm simply asking questions like a viewer would, and that's really the format of the show. And the show, from the very beginning, my concept was, whatever you make happen for others, God will make happen for you. And so if we're promoting the Southern Children's Home, the Baptist Children's Home, these different homes that are working within the child care network in the state, God's going to reward us exceeding abundantly, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And then people might question, why do you have politicians on? Because politicians pass legislation that impact children in the womb and children in care. So we want to inform our audience and indirectly just remind them every week, foster care. There's a crisis. You can help make the solution. You can pray the prayer. You can give the dollar. You can serve. You can be a part of the corporate folk or civic organization. Come out and paint, weed eat. There's just so much to do. And Victory Television Network, as you and Pastor Carl have said many times, it's a window into the motel room, into the living room, etc.
Yeah. We want our viewers to be involved with the ranch, whether perhaps they can't get involved in foster care, but financially support the ranch and step up. Arkansas is good. It's one of the lowest populated states, one of the lowest income states, but one of the most generous states in the nation. And the VTN viewers are certainly that. And so we want them to participate in the ranch and keep growing, keep expanding what you're doing. Is
there something on the agenda? We're going into, we're in 2025. Is there something that we and the viewers can pray for Victory Television Network? Is there plans of expansion or what?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, there is something you guys and the viewers can pray about. So as viewers are now migrating from linear TV into what we want to do, we aspire to be, is TV anywhere, anytime, and at any place. My wife watches VTN on her iPad all the time. Yeah. I don't know why she doesn't want to, 75-inch TV set in the den. I walk in the den and she's watching VTN on the iPad. Yeah. So you can, and so we're starting to do more on demand. Your show, this ranch show, is not only available at night in the live time slot, it's available on demand at the VTN website so people can watch it. And we're starting to expand that. We actually just took a leap and added all our prophecy shows on demand. And so by the end of 2025, we want every show that's on the network, all 168 hours, to be available on demand where people can watch it whenever they want to, as well as anywhere. If you have an internet access, you can watch us anywhere in the world, and people do, and it blows us away. Yeah,
and we're living in a generation where you've got to be aware of what's happening in media. And you can't get church stuck in doing it. Well, it's good enough for Paul and Silas. It's good enough for me. Well, Paul and Silas didn't have an Apple or an iPad.
They did not.
Adam and Eve had an Apple, but now that would be different.
Look what happened there.
Yeah.
Go Android.
What can you do? Well, your civic organization, your Sunday school class, your business, you personally, there are so many opportunities to make a difference and an impact in fostering, mentoring, and adopting. Everybody's not called to foster, everybody's not called to mentor, but everybody's called to do something. You're an important part of what God is doing in the earth. We encourage you to reach out to us or any foster care agency in your community and get involved, pray a prayer, sow a gift, and make a difference, changing hearts one day at a time. We'll see you next week right here at Second Chance Youth Ranch TV. Bye-bye.